Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why things are the way they are? Why certain roles have been assigned to men and others to women? Feminist philosophy is all about asking those big, important questions. It's a way of thinking that looks deeply at our world and examines the ideas we have about gender, power, and justice. It isn't just about women. It's about creating a world where every single person can live up to their fullest potential, free from the limitations that society has tried to place on them. This philosophy challenges us to see the systems that hold people back and inspires us to imagine a more equal world for all. It's a call to wake up and see with new eyes. The journey of feminist philosophy really finds its voice with a brilliant thinker named Simone de Beauvoir. Back in 1949, she wrote a groundbreaking book called The Second Sex. In it, she made a powerful declaration that shook the world. One is not born but rather becomes a woman. What she meant was that so much of what we think of as feminine isn't natural at all. Instead, it's a set of ideas, behaviors, and expectations that society teaches girls from the moment they are born. She used the philosophy of her time, existentialism, to argue that every person deserves the freedom to define themselves, to create their own essence, instead of having it handed to them. De Beauvoir introduced a profound concept that is still so relevant today, the idea of woman as the other. She observed that in society, culture, and even in our stories, man is treated as the default, the standard, the absolute human being. Woman, in contrast, is defined in relation to him. She is not seen as a complete subject on her own terms, but as the second one, the different one, the other. This isn't just a harmless label. It's a deep-seated belief that has justified keeping women in a secondary position for centuries. It shapes how women are seen and, more importantly, how they see themselves, limiting their dreams and their sense of what is possible in their lives. This idea that gender is not something we are born with, but something we learn is truly liberating. It means that the boxes we are put into are not our destiny. De Beauvoir's work opened the door for us to understand that we have the power to challenge these socially constructed roles. Her philosophy wasn't just an academic exercise, it was a call to action. It was a message of hope that told women they could reclaim their freedom and define their own existence. This powerful idea became the foundation for so much of the feminist thought that would follow, sparking a movement that would change the world in incredible ways. And its light continues to shine on our path forward. Following de Beauvoir's powerful call, the 1960s and 70s saw the rise of what we now call second-wave feminism. This was a time of incredible energy and change, when women came together to demand more than just the right to vote. They fought for equality in the workplace, for control over their own bodies, and for an end to the hidden social rules that held them back. Thinkers during this era, like Kate Millett, took the conversation even further. In her book Sexual Politics, Millett argued that patriarchy, the system where men hold the primary power, wasn't just in our laws, but was woven into the very fabric of our private lives, our families, and even our relationships. This wave brought forth so many new and courageous voices. One of the most influential has been Judith Butler, who challenged us to think about gender in a completely new way. Butler suggested that gender is a kind of performance. It's not about who you are inside, but about what you do. The way you walk, talk, dress, and act every single day. These actions are like a script that society has given us, and we perform it over and over again until it feels natural. But Butler's incredible insight is that if gender is a performance, then we can choose to perform it differently. We can disrupt the script, play with the roles, and create new possibilities for what it means to be a man, a woman, or something else entirely. At the same time, another essential voice, Bell Hooks, challenged the feminist movement to look deeper and be more inclusive. She pointed out that the experience of being a woman was not the same for everyone. A black woman's struggle, she explained, was different from a white woman's struggle because it involved not just sexism, but racism too. And a poor woman's challenges were different from those of a wealthy woman. This powerful idea is called intersectionality. It's the understanding that different parts of our identity, like our race, our class, and our gender, all intersect and create unique experiences of both privilege and oppression. The work of Bell Hooks was a loving but firm call for the feminist movement to do better. She urged everyone to recognize that you cannot fight for the liberation of some women while ignoring the struggles of others. Her vision was for a feminism that was truly for everybody, She taught us that real freedom means dismantling all systems of oppression, not just the ones that affect us personally. This was a turning point, reminding us that our liberation is bound together. This profound lesson expanded the heart of feminism, making it a more powerful and truthful movement for justice for all people, no matter who they are or where they come from. For a long time, the world of philosophy and the world in general was dominated by a single point of view. The great thinkers who defined truth, reason, and morality were almost always men of privilege. Feminist philosophers bravely stepped forward and asked a critical question: whose knowledge counts as truth? This field, known as feminist epistemology, explores the deep connection between power and knowledge. It argues that what we consider to be objective fact has often been shaped by the experiences and biases of those in power. This has meant that the experiences, wisdom, and insights of women and other marginalized groups have often been dismissed or ignored entirely. Think about it. If only one group of people is telling the story of humanity, you are only getting one part of the story. Feminist philosophers champion the idea of standpoint theory, which suggests that people on the margins of society, women, people of color, the poor, have a unique and valuable perspective. Because they see the world from a different vantage point, they can often see the injustices and the cracks in the system that are invisible to those in positions of power. Their lived experiences are not just personal stories. They are a vital source of knowledge that can help us build a more just and complete understanding of our world. This challenge to traditional knowledge also extended to the realm of ethics. For centuries, moral philosophy focused on abstract principles, rules, and logic, a way of thinking often associated with masculine ideals. Feminist ethicists, however, pointed to another essential part of our moral lives that had been overlooked: care. They developed what is now known as the ethics of care, which emphasizes the importance of relationships, empathy, and responsibility to one another. It values the kind of moral work that has traditionally been done by women, nurturing families, caring for the sick, and maintaining communities. It's a call to see compassion not as a weakness, but as a profound moral strength. By centering care and relationships, feminist ethics doesn't just add a new idea, it transforms our entire understanding of what it means to be a good person. It asks us to move beyond cold, impartial rules and to consider the real-life consequences of our actions on the people around us. This approach reminds us that we are all interconnected and that our greatest responsibility is to care for one another. It's a more holistic, more human way of thinking about morality, one that honors the deep, emotional, and relational web that connects us all and makes our lives meaningful. This is a profound shift that helps us build a kinder, more compassionate world. The beautiful thing about feminist philosophy is that it has never stood still. It continues to grow, to evolve, and to embrace more and more voices. Today, it is a truly global conversation, with thinkers from all over the world bringing their unique perspectives. Post-colonial feminists challenge the Western-centric views that have often dominated the movement, showing how colonialism and gender oppression are deeply intertwined. Queer and trans feminists have expanded our understanding of identity, pushing beyond the simple binary of man and woman and celebrating the rich diversity of human experience. This philosophy is a living, breathing thing, constantly learning and making room for new truths. The impact of these powerful ideas can be seen everywhere you look. Feminist philosophy isn't just something you read about in a book. It has fueled real-world activism and created tangible change. It has influenced laws on everything from workplace discrimination to domestic violence. It has transformed fields like psychology, literature, and history, forcing them to include the stories and experiences that had been left out for so long. When you see a company striving for a more diverse workforce, or a movie with a strong female lead, or a political movement demanding justice for all genders, you are seeing the ripple effect of feminist philosophy in action. This way of thinking gives us the tools to navigate the world we live in right now, in 2025. It helps us understand the headlines, the debates about equality, and the ongoing struggles for justice. It encourages us to be critical thinkers, to question the assumptions we hold, and to listen with an open heart to experiences different from our own. It's a philosophy that empowers each of us to see the systems of power at play in our own lives and to find the courage to challenge them. It is not about anger. It is about a deep and abiding love for humanity and a belief in our collective ability to create a better, fairer world. So why does feminist philosophy still matter so much? Because the work is not yet done. As long as there is inequality, as long as any person is held back because of their gender, race, or circumstances, we will need these ideas. It offers us a vision of a world where every single person is seen, heard, and valued for who they are. It is a philosophy of hope, a roadmap for liberation, and a profound invitation to each of us to be part of the change. It reminds us that by lifting others, we all rise. And that, my friends, is a truth we can all live by.